So what is today going to do? Well, it's beautiful right now. It's somewhat early. It's about 9 o'clock, and there's the neighbor's dogs. Oh. Yeah, thought you were walking the dogs. So today we're going to put the van back together. I've started with some of the lower panels, as you can see, and we have some of the RGB lights are in place, so they work. The line that runs across the ceiling gets its power from over on this side, and again right now that's temporary. We'll fix that up a little later. Now this side of the van, the left side, I have a reading light just right here. You can sort of see it in the dark. And it's in a good spot when the seat is up in sort of sofa position. But when it's down in bed position, the pillow will be this spot. And of course you're sleeping this way. So if you need the light on in the middle of the night or such, it's a little bit of a reach to get up here. So I have ordered another one of these lamps to place right here. And which means the wiring for this lamp, which is right there, those orange connectors, need to be accessible. So I'm going to leave this panel off, this disconnected, and there's a panel right here. It's sitting in place now, just loosely. I will leave that unconnected as well. Everything else, this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece we can put back in place. Oh yeah, and this piece. Once I find this piece, I can't locate it at the moment. I took everything in the house and I think they got pushed around. At any rate, let's get reassembling. Once this is all together, then I've got to do a cleanup, a pickup, a vacuum, and then probably a carpet clean, and then we'll go from there. What's been happening? Well, firstly, a whole lot. I haven't gotten much done the last few days of any huge constructive value. The main reason being that we had a huge summer storm, spring storm here in central Ontario. A system came up through the mid-states, Michigan specifically, rolled up through the lower part of Ontario and towards us, and when it got to us, it turned into a bit of a huge issue. We've had a couple of deaths due to this. I've been without power now for 3 days. I have a small generator that's running right now and has been running. I'm providing a little bit of power to a couple of neighbors as well. But the van here, we have to continue doing some things because in a few days work will have to stop because I get involved with the volunteer work I do with a marathon run event. So whatever gets done today on the van is pretty much going to be it. But let me show you a couple of the progresses that I've made, and I hope you can still hear me because there's my generator, small little 3,000 watt thermal. I have some lines running inside to fridge and freezer, and of course the entertainment center for television. And then of course I'm helping out one of the neighbors. He has a freezer with it's got to be close to $1,000 worth of frozen foods and meat and whatnot. So I'm helping him stay cool with his freezer, and as well providing my energy that I need. And I don't run it 24 hours a day. I started up about 7 in the morning, and it will run throughout the day until about 10 o'clock at night, and then that's when I shut it off. So let me show you what's happened with Vanny. The rear radar antenna is now mounted very securely, tagged up here nicely, and the cable runs back temporarily right now, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do to tidy that up. I think split loom, if I get a gray color split loom or beige, that will probably look okay on the ceiling. Now you'll notice there's a bit of a privacy curtain up front. Pretty simple idea. It's 2 huge dark gray bath towels supplied from IKEA. So these will definitely give me the privacy that I need. Not a whole lot of insulative value, but you can see how the clips in the top work just fine for this purpose. I may add some clips on the side here to keep it just a little more private on the edge here from any light seeping through. Everything else isn't so bad. The right side of the van panels are completely installed. It's completely wired. The 2 RGB lights are working. You can see the insulation behind this piece here where the seatbelt items were removed. That looks pretty good. Ceiling light, of course, is in. Everything is good that way. And coming to this side, I have the left side of the van powered, but temporarily through this cigarette lighter plug was put here by the manufacturer, so it has power when the engine is running. And I just tagged off of that to run my 2 other cigarette lighter plugs, the USBs, and the lights on this side. Once I get the 200 amp hour battery mounted in the basement, then I'll reconnect that line. And then this cigarette lighter plug will always work when the engine's running, but nothing else will work unless they're connected to the battery, which they will be. However, there's a small switch right here, and I can turn on and off these items. As you see, they're lit now, and then turn them off at will. And that will continue because sometimes at night, once I go to sleep or whatnot, or leave the van parked somewhere for a length of time, there's no sense in having any of these items drawing any power. So I would just shut the switch off, and then nothing on either side will be taking power from the battery, and that'll be convenient. All right, so I've tidied up all of this, and there was a big opening spot right here. Let's go outside and see what that looks like. Okay, so you can see where we've done that. Get to an angle here. There you go, perfect. So that will dry, and that sort of lighter black area, almost a silvery, will disappear, and that will look good. So I'm happy. That's going to be okay. So we have 3 more windows to tidy up. Some little cracks and whatnot that have come through from the interior. We can fix that. People often build these vans, box trucks, etc. for stealth. And then they put vents on the roof, a roof rack, a couple of windows. Folks, I don't like to break your bubbles, but that is not stealth. Stealth is when your vehicle looks no different than any other vehicle from the outside. So once you start popping a vent on the roof, you know, maybe a connection on the side for power connection or water fill, you're no longer stealth. This vehicle, for the first long while, it will be stealth because I'm not adding any of those things. From the outside, it will look zero different. The only thing that maybe will show is this privacy curtain that I'm dressing up here. So, however, the color I chose will fit in rather nicely, and I'm just dressing up the sides now to keep light from getting through from the back. That's what we're on next. I wanted to show you something I discovered on my own. That happens sometimes. I'm using these clips, which is what I'm using all along to hold the privacy curtain in place. When you mount the clip and put the privacy towel in place, you'll often get this seam above and below it. And what I've learned is you can take the privacy curtain and roll it to create just a bit of tension, and it creates sort of a puffy blanket roll, which, as you can see up here. And then the clip holds it tight, but the roll will sort of puff open a little bit between the clips, and that helps to come up and create contact with the headliner and stops any light from coming out. So just create a bit of a roll here, put that roll into the clip, and then above it right here we'll seal up and keep it from letting light through, which is pretty cool. Hey, good morning. We're starting day 5 here with no power, still on generator, as you can hear. And now the neighbor bought one as well, sitting over there. So there's also another couple in the neighborhood. It's just a little bit bad. Anyhow, the project has moved on a little bit. The second reading light came in. I installed that the other day. I'm doing a bit of a pickup and cleanup here now, getting things tidied up, and I need to vacuum. And once I'm vacuumed, I'm going to install the power line that runs from all of the accessories up here over into the sort of basement area of the caravan, so we can connect it up to the lithium battery later on. Remember, there's one cigarette lighter plug right there that is connected to the car battery, and that will remain. So when the car is running, that will have separate power other than the lithium. And then the other 2 cigarette lighter plugs, the USB connection, and then all of the lighting, including the lighting from on this side, which we pass the wire across, will be on the lithium battery. All right, so here we are inside the van. I've pretty much done the cleanup. All the garbage is picked up, and it's been vacuumed. And then I brought some tools back in because now I have to run the power line from where the lithium battery will be up to this power section of the left side of the van. And from here, it runs all the power items on this side, and then a wire runs across, and it will run the two RGB lights on the right side. So what I wanted to explain is that from this console down to the lithium battery, I'm going to use a 3-wire 18 gauge, as you can see. So here's my reasoning. Number one, it's recycled wire. It was free. It came out of the van from some of the previous wiring I had. So, bonus that way. Here's the thing I'm going to do right now. I will use the black and red to power the accessory items on this side of the van. The white one will tie back and leave in place so that I can expand or use another circuit later up here if I need something, and leave the white wire down below intact as well at the other end of the wire so we can connect into another fuse point. Pretty simple, pretty smart, allows for expansion if necessary. Could be anything from another USB outlet to an isolated charge port, maybe for a laptop or computer.